Is it going to be worth it? Fuck yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it all. So those of you who are tuning in to hear me ask the same fucking questions that everybody else asks everybody else, you're not going to get that here. There's other shows like that. If you don't like that, don't listen. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about risk. One of the biggest questions that I get from young people or people just starting out, how do I know if it's going to be worth it? Or what's the correct amount of risk to go after an opportunity? Let me reframe how this should be asked in your mind, okay? The way you're asking the question, is this going to be worth it? Is this something that's going to pay off? Those are normal thoughts. Those are thoughts that every single person who has ever accomplished anything have, okay? We look around at our life and we say, this isn't that bad. I don't want to lose it by going out and trying something else, but I would like a better life. I would like more money. I would like a better house. I would like a better lifestyle. And so we're constantly weighing these pros and cons based around what it is we think is worth it, all right? But I'm going to tell you, that's also how losers fucking think. How winners think is this. What's my life going to look like if I don't do this? What's my outcome going to be if I don't do this? Am I going to be less than what I could be if I don't do this? These are the things that a winner's dialogue sounds like. Loser dialogue sounds like, man, I don't know. I don't want to lose what I got. You know, I got it pretty good, when in reality, you don't have it pretty good. You're doing a job that you fucking hate, when in reality, the value is way down the road, 10, 15 years down the road, that you haven't built yet, and you're afraid to trade what you have for what you could have. And that's just not the way winners think about it. Winners think about it very simply. They see the end result, the 10 years, the 15 years down the road, and they say, fuck, I can't afford to not do that. I have to go all in on everything. I have to do everything I can to get to that point, because that point is so great that it makes this point feel like it's absolutely nothing. And really what I'm telling you guys is this. Stop overvaluing your current situation. Stop thinking that you have it so good that you're afraid to take a risk, because people that actually win, people that build great things, people that do great things, all the people you look up to and you say, fuck man, I wish I had what that guy had. The only real difference they have is the way they assess risk is completely different. They see the thing 10, 15 years as something that they can't afford to not go after. It's a completely different way of seeing things, and you could sum it up as this. What is this going to cost me if I fail? And what is it going to cost me if I don't fucking go after it? What you don't realize is that very few of these little decisions that you make are going to be fatal. They feel like every mistake that they might make could possibly sink them, and that's just not reality. Just like when you're 3 years old or 4 years old and you're old enough to touch the stove, you only got to touch stuff once, and you only got to touch it for a very short amount of time to know that it's not right. And so sometimes when you make these decisions, you will know immediately that they were the wrong decisions. You'll be able to retract, adjust course, and then move forward. All right. But you cannot paralyze yourself overvaluing your current situation and undervaluing what your life could actually look like. Because if you do that, guys, what's actually going to happen is when you're 10, 15 years down the road, if you decided that it wasn't worth going after, you're going to look around and you're going to say, well, fuck, what would my life look like if I actually had went after that? And then that's going to cause regret. And what it's eventually going to cause is frustration, unhappiness, and lack of fulfillment in your life. You're going to feel like you wasted shit. And you have to remember that the only way mountains are fucking climbed is 1 foot at a time. And if you're not moving in the right direction, if you're not moving consistently on a day-by-day basis, you'll never get there. But if you are taking the steps on a day-by-day basis, every single day that passes, you're moving closer to this goal. And not only are you moving closer, what's happening is you're putting more tools in your tool belt, okay? You're making mistakes. You're touching the stove. You're learning lessons. Every time you make a fucking mistake, and you're going to be able to use those, which makes you more effective. So when you get to that 10-year mark, or that 15-year mark and you're looking around at your life and saying, it's pretty fucking good, you're going to be looking around at yourself saying, I can't believe this is me. I can't believe I did this. What did I do? Well, here's what you did. You did what other people won't do. You move forward day after day after day, being comfortable with the fact that you don't really know what the fuck you're doing, and confident in the fact that you know that you're smart enough to learn your lessons day by day. And you understand that every single lesson you learn makes you better. Okay? So the way you look at this whole situation, guys, of risk versus reward is usually backwards. All right? We have to stop thinking of it as, what are we going to lose? We're going to lose this life that we don't really like, we're not really happy with. Do you really have that much to lose? Because the other side of that is so great and so big, and all it takes is a perspective switch up from, I can't afford to lose this, which is something you never really wanted in the first place, to, I can't afford not to go after this because if I don't, my life will be shitty. All right? So think about it like that. Stop asking yourself, is it going to be worth it? Fuck yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it all. What else are you going to do? You're going to coast through life fucking doing everything that everybody else does? If that's you, you shouldn't be listening to the show in the first place. So stop thinking of risk as this thing that's bad and start seeing it as an opportunity to do the things other people won't do, knowing that ultimately that path is what's going to reshape your entire existence. So stop killing your entire future, your entire family's future, your entire existence by overvaluing what you have now and not understanding what the real risk is.